Hello, guys. Sin brings death, but obeying God brings life. So, I recently fell, and after I, what follows death. It's just the act of disobeying God, like not obeying, and not as if it's a willful or um, act. It's when you're struggling with sin or something. So I basically did what I shouldn't do, and consequently death followed. I began to die. you know Something in me began to die. I was not happy, you understand? And there is a tendency for you to continue in that road after sin happens, or cause just thinking is going to fill you up. So after I fell, I was faced with an opportunity to continue, because you are kind of drained or depressed just from not obeying God. It's not like as if maybe you spilled something, but just from not obeying, and death comes after. Um, I at some point I was on Reddit, for example, and then your mind, places you've gone to before similar. Your mind will want to suggest things to you, type this, go further in this thing. And then eventually I typed it, opened it, and it was just left for me at a point to either click on it or not. And I felt something within me, like something resisting, like I shouldn't. And I didn't. I had a choice, but shortly afterwards of not going further, life I began to feel alive again. It's like a plant that died or was withering. Like suddenly something you did now began to give you life. Something began to spring forth from your spirit. Life began to come into your spirit, man. Into your spirit. It began to rejuvenate. I noticed this after just few minutes after obeying God. Like I just noticed I felt better. I felt better than I was. And if I had clicked on that thing which I wasn't supposed to, I would have died. I would have died for that. So sin brings death. And the only thing that started making me to, feel bad again, it was like remembering my past sins, like remembering them, but God has forgotten them. So that was the only thing that would want to make me feel bad, like I'm in a state of dying once more. But literally, I felt, and this is like this is one of two times this thing happened recently, So that's it, man. That's it. And after that incident, that's when I came up with this thing that obeying God, gives you life. That's the truth, guys. Sin brings death. The reward of sin is death. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is life, eternal life. I have come that you may have life, I have it abundantly. So, and it's important to know that God's position in sin is always the same. He's steadfast, is the same. You understand? It's not this thing. So it's always the same. Again, God doesn't want you to sin. God never wants you to sin. So it's important that, you are one mind with Him and His position about sin, concerning sin, in your stance against sin. God's mind is always the same, His position concerning